Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm the judge. April 2025. Happy to be alive. Last time we were talking about Julie Mango. I know there was a government thing for try. It's a beautification project along with the agricultural project people put there. Julie in them yard. Yeah. Yeah.
It was not, it was a beautification program. It was more or less to promulgate the different varieties of mangoes
Yeah.
that we had in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Some came in early in time, and those that came in last, like the Julie and the East Indian.
So was there a land reform project? Why everybody have land that time they can get Julie tree?
No, you could get it from the botanical garden, like Hope Botanical Garden,
Yeah.
Bath, Castleton. Here was botanical garden. You
Yeah.
have to, I think that the mother sold that. It was at the infancy of the Jamaican Agricultural Society.
Yeah.
And then the children were encouraged to plant seedlings, foliage shrub, school children.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. I get the impression say a lot of infrastructure, bridge, road came in the 70s.
All that bridge started from earlier.
Okay.
I want to say like that bridge, the Woodward Bridge down at Cane River.
Yeah.
That was built by the white people that were living at Cane River. Living at Garden Castle or Dallas Castle.
Okay.
Apparently the gentleman was an engineer and he built that bridge.
Yeah.
It lasted until about 6 years ago when it collapsed.
Oh yeah. I mean 16.
There was a bridge that walked over before, long before that, but that collapsed on so
Okay.
years before my time.
Long right down there?
No.
Okay.
And there was a bridge built at, there's a bridge up by Kintyre that has no rails, called the Swinging Bridge. I think that bridge is still there.
No man, I replaced the Bailey Bridge.
Is that Bailey Bridge now?
Yeah. I think a portion of the building, because them say when she build it to the run cross it and our security that for run her down. Anyway, so houses, Watland Dab, in the future we can expect more solar and them thing there, but talk about the 80s when everybody have to grill up now and change up them house.
The grill started when crime started to escalate. People start to put on grill on the house. When I noticed grill on houses were the houses in Kingston had grills on them. It was built primarily for the purpose of
How did you process that?
securing the murder car.
Now, how did you process that? Did you say the people want to turn them into yourself in the prisoner? And your first impression, what was it?
No, yes, they started to build houses and build steel grills them.
Yeah.
But it was primarily to protect the cars. People started to acquire cars. Man started to steal cars.
Okay.
Steal tires, steal cars, so they put on grills. I think that because most of the houses were built in those days, weren't built on a grill.
Oh,
So about Mona Heights and
yeah.
Mona. Those houses have no grills.
So the grill phenomenon start off with people garage.
Out of the garage.
Protecting them car.
Garage
Okay.
and windows and
That's why I say like 70s was a money period, and then 80s was a violent period. Then I don't know.
Crime started out in the 70s. Starts to move up. 60s really.
What sparked them kind of?
I guess people there's no one factor you can put on that. Yes. Poverty was pronounced. People have aspiration to acquire things for themselves. Some of them only thought about stealing to acquire, to achieve what they want. And that's another thing.
And then justify it.
By
Try and
stealing.
justify it.
Yeah, by stealing. The whites, the plantocrats were moving away and leaving Jamaica really. And their offspring, and plus other people came in and occupied those great houses and big houses.
And them have to put on security measures also.
Yeah, I mean, say, the aspiration of a lot of people was to buy a car. The car was a part of the status symbol.
Okay.
You have that job with government, you borrow money and buy a car.
Yeah.
You could drive into your community. People look up and don't know you differently. That you have a status symbol.
Yeah. These cars, we could start to them now. I think that is where the meat of the matter is. American car, Japanese car. When was the surge?
Japanese car, the one thing about Japanese car, never coming to Jamaica until, I would say, about the 70s. The cars were...
And the bus them, highest and so on.
You had car from Australia.
What?
Yeah, the Olden.
Olden?
Old HOLD and the Olden cars. You had car from England.
Yeah.
You had Ford.
USA that.
No one, Ford from England.
Ford from England?
Yeah, then you have the BMC.
Yeah. BMC, the taxi one, them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Morris Oxford and
Morris Oxford one.
you have Hillman Hunters.
You know, big up summer.
And then the American car didn't come in till after. I think what happened is that the American car.
Well, we know
came.
what you say. We'll talk about the white people country car, first world countries cars. Who did have them and with them what kind of route them on and what them doing?
Primarily the cars that were expensive were owned by the member of the plantocracy. You have the Mercedes Benz, you have other made vehicles, and you have the American vehicle.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam vehicle. And I think the purpose of the American vehicle were for taxes.
Okay.
The tourism had just,
TAXI.
yeah,
Okay.
tourism had just started.
Yeah.
And the Americans, I think they could really get a car down
Yeah.
to take the tourists from the airport to the hotel and from the hotel to wherever they want to go. And you have that place
So
there.
roads are there? Asphalt was there?
Most of the roads were in that mountain.
Okay.
You had company like Martin Tours. You had some other company in Montego Bay that small cars and big cars with the rental. They have one or two owners who would buy and give a driver.
In this period,
Yeah,
this is where the 007 Doctor No movie come out. Where it's strictly them car there.
Dr. No came out in the 70s, I think.
But it's weird them car the way you just described in that movie.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
an American car. Dr. No was an American movie, you know. Although it was written by a Jamaican.
Ian Fleming, yeah.
Ian Fleming.
Alright, so we're going to end this conversation at the Chinese mechanic out of Ferry, but before we reach there, 80s now. Japan start get car, USA car and make for them
Before
time.
that, but
Alright.
I think the first car that came here were
Lada.
the Toyota.
Which one
Toyota.
come first, Lada or Toyota?
Ladas were from
Germany. Which one come first, Toyota or Lada?
No, and the Toyota came first,
Okay.
and then the Ladas came.
This is the Uncle Earl you have one red one. Name Capri, not Capri.
Capri came from England.
Okay.
That was Ford motor.
Okay.
You had a little one that's a lot of Jamaican own. The Anglia.
Anglia.
A small vehicle.
Where is this from?
Yeah?
Where is it from?
England.
Okay. Anglia.
Anglia. ANGLI.
So on to Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo came here, but a lot of people didn't know Alfa Romeo. Quite expensive vehicle.
Oh, and Jaguar.
Jaguar came here. Most of them members of the plantocracy run Jaguars.
Okay.
As lawyers or politicians run Jaguars. That's status symbol car.
Yeah. So which year is this now? This is early 80s.
No man before that. 70s, 60s, 70s, Jaguars.
Okay. And then now 80s what you have now?
The regular set of Toyotas, the regular Anglers, Ford motor, the Mars Oxford and the Aston Cambridge.
So them time at Japan start.
Japan started to, they came into the market with the Toyotas.
Okay.
Before the market.
Yeah. Remember in the movie when them rockers and order they come, now hold up a bike.
Like,
Cause bike did absent in the 90s, you know, and early 2000s, you know, and bike just come back again. But in the movie there, in the late 70s, you see this bag of bike thing.
the bike came in through the Chinese.
Okay.
Chinese brought in the bling there, man.
Okay. That's a big thing, yeah.
And the bike came in from England too. The bike came from America, but the American bikes were more expensive.
Yeah.
They were more status symbol bike too.
Yeah.
But the bike that people used to bring in came from England, the Triumph, called Triumph.
Yeah.
And then the bling them called from
80s, and then all of a sudden bike just disappear. And we see Lada.
No, bike is still here, bike is here now, but you see the problem about bikes now. Bike took on an added dimension.
Yeah.
Down in Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James,
Yeah.
then turned bike into taxi,
Okay.
bike taxis.
Yeah.
That is causing up a problem right now, kill off people because them skink on them do all kind of bad riding. They do that.
Keisha.
Kill off them, one of that.
Okay.
I think if you go to Negri
Sure.
police station, there's
Sure.
100 of bike they park. The
Yeah.
man not go back to them.
Yeah.
The price is so reasonable that they buy them, ride them out, police take them away from them. They just leave it and never go back.
In Vivian Blake book, he said he was the first one to do a bike tours thing down on the North Coast. And then he said the place was flooded with afterwards. Like what's
All
designed
people
here.
find it was cheap and it was good. So you could rent a bike. But that is not it. it caused so much death on the road that people are shying away from bikes.
Okay. We're shying away because it's 80s now.
Yeah, people are shying away from it still.
Alright, hold on. We want to cross this Lada Bridge now. So Lada coming next or what was next?
Lada came in. Lada was a cheap vehicle.
Yeah.
It was from Germany or Russia.
Yeah, Russia.
Russia.
Yeah.
It came from Russia, but they
Yeah.
were cheap.
Yeah.
They were actually cheap vehicle. Everybody won, and they went into the taxi business.
Yeah.
They took over the taxi world, man. They had a lot of car.
So who negotiating these deals? Are just businessmen going out and finding market and finding?
Yeah, the companies abroad came into Jamaica and opened up retail outlets.
Okay.
I have vehicle and supplies, which was partly overseen by government.
Yeah.
But you had more representing your car sales people here. You
Yeah.
have motor sales and motor sales.
This is Stuart.
No, Stuart is, what do you call themselves?
Appliance traders.
Appliance traders.
Okay. And ATL Motors.
And they tell me.
Yeah.
Lada was a big company. They sell a lot of people in Jamaica. But you know it's nobody with Lada again. And they were sturdy, they were rough. They weren't glamorous really.
Yeah.
But people go for them.
Alright, so after this Lada, never glamorous, then just disappear. Was there how that transition they gonna work? After Lada, they talk about Skittle and Deportee and Corolla.
Deportee is a class by itself.
Yeah.
People went to,
Then just dump them in Jamaica heavy.
yeah, then go to Japan and buy them.
Yeah.
Buy them second hand.
Yeah.
Second hand vehicle.
Governmental businessman.
Business people.
Huh? Yeah.
Bring them into Jamaica and
Them
sell them.
same businessman from Kingston.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And they form companies where part ownership by Japanese and Jamaica. Yeah, you could get a second hand vehicle.
And this is before internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a second hand vehicle to buy. They used to, people just go to Japan to buy a vehicle.
Okay.
They
So
come
what
big
are up
companies,
there? What up there? USA then what?
like our friend
LA
there.
then Japan?
Yeah?
USA.
They used to bring them
Miami.
in. No, they used to bring them into Panama
Okay.
and ship them to Panama. Some
No
people-
man, I thought the gentleman them or the businessman them. They're not on the internet, so they have to take a flight go Miami then LA then Japan, that's all?
Then fly through. Some of them used to just go Panama and through the vehicle like that.
From in Panama?
Car lot, yeah.
Okay.
And ship them from Japan to Panama.
Okay.
To Panama.
Okay. So Japan have a little like hub like
Yeah,
Yeah.
go Panama and buy.
Yeah. This is what they want Goat Island for. For have a little hub for themselves.
Yeah.
Or the closer, okay. Oh, I see the picture now.
Then yeah, people used to bring.
Eating
I
fishing.
know,
I'm fine.
So these are Deportee, then they come in.
No.
6 o'clock, Edjo?
Sorry. Yeah, something, sir.
Yeah, the Deportee, some people start to trade the second hand trade.
Yeah.
You could buy, you know, I think Sambulo
Yeah.
and a Mercedes Benz.
Two of them, yeah man.
Yeah, he bought those vehicles in Abu Dhabi,
Okay.
Middle East.
Yeah.
Those times the rich, the Arab world just getting into the oil business.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
a whole heap of money. They used to go to Germany and buy these Mercedes Benz. Drive them around for a year, they get tired of them and they just buy another one. So you could get a cheap Mercedes Benz from Abu Dhabi and the Arab country. That's where some went and bought it.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so we see like the deportee them, the skettle them come for they came from middle class thing and them under the American vehicle them and
I wouldn't say come from middle class. It came from people who now wanted their vehicle because people could live in you could live in Mandeville and work in Kingston. So transportation became very important to the economic life of the country. You buy a car to go where you want to go.
Cause you have roads everywhere now. Even Dallas have road them time, you know?
Like a lot of people from town never live up here. I live up here, Dr. Whitaker live up here. But all anybody else live up here unless they work up here.
Yeah.
But that start to break when people start to get better.
So when was
And then people
influential.
found it now that it was more economical to live in Dallas. Once you had a vehicle, if you don't have a vehicle, nobody really live in Dallas. Together, forget a vehicle.
Okay. So instead of a go town now, you just want like a cheap vehicle and do your thing.
And they might carry two people too.
Yeah.
Carry two people down in the morning,
Yeah.
two people up in the robot thing
Yeah.
came apart.
Alright, before we move on to Pro Box and 7-seater like what Luke have, we miss out Land Rover, sir. I'm sorry.
Land Rover is English.
Yeah.
It's a farming
Okay.
vehicle. He was in England, it's a four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
A lot of Jamaicans used to buy them because of the four-wheel drive feature.
Yeah.
And just rough terrain.
Yeah.
You ready?
Okay. Guys, take a little pause. Sir Nurse Keisha set up an eye drop scheme. Start him out for the night.
What did
We'll
that?
continue. Yeah, Land Rover.
I think the first ever Land Rover in Dallas.
Savannah.
Savannah.
Yeah.
And then,
AG. Shaggy. Langa.
no.
Ken.
Mm-hmm. Sunday father.
Okay.
Sir Weber.
Okay.
And a long chassis Land Rover.
Yeah. Okay. And you have Stumpy, darling, and Pepsi.
They came in long after.
Yeah.
And they bought the Land Rover because it could take the terrain.
Yeah.
And because of the four-wheel drive.
Okay. I take a little break here to tell you something. You know, say, Langa, Land Rover, coming a hit movie, think of Hard to Kill. Yeah. And also Pepsi Bus, coming under the next movie name, not Shatters, One Love. Yeah. So them vehicle must have a thing for
There's one was a driver. There's one was a driver of the country bus. In Dr. No,
Or other they come.
the other they come.
Yeah, same thing, somebody tell you. We hear about the lean bus and start off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty like money.
Yeah, that take the steep corner, it have like a turnover. Yeah, Uncle Desmond was the same thing, I tell you. Something about the vehicle up here. Anyway, alright, so we cross that bridge now. 7-seater.
These are recent.
Yeah.
Remember those American vehicles who come here with some whole heap of seats, you know, like the Jaguars and the Chrysler vehicles, Jaguars. Most of the American big vehicles they use for taxi purpose.
Yeah.
There's more than one seat.
Yeah.
Two seats.
Yes. Nice. Listeners, gonna send a special big up to you guys and to Dion Key. I know so you guys are faithful listeners. You guys are top listeners. Big up. All uncle, all auntie, all cousin, big up. Alright sir. So now the market open up mega for mechanic and auto insurance. Now we see the Jap Chinese bringing on shop out ferry and it locked down for some reason. Nobody don't know why it locked down.
They say the people that on a work permit.
Okay.
To work in Jamaica and a foreign national, you have to have a work permit.
Okay.
And they probably don't have a visa neither. Probably don't only have a visitor's visa.
Yeah.
We can't work.
So who pay for them importation of them facility there for?
There must be, there's when you find like that, there's a Jamaican mastermind behind it.
Okay.
Jamaican mastermind.
Cause the one,
Years ago, JOS,
yeah.
Jamaica Omnibus Service, used to bring down buses from England. And they used to bring down some white men to repair them. The power was down by Tivoli Gardens.
Okay.
Desmond used to drive, Desmond Banner,
Yeah.
used to drive one of them. A few people from here to drive
Okay.
US bus.
Oh. And yeah, yeah. Oh. Okay. JOS Jamaica Omnibus Service.
Yeah.
Separate from
The
Juta.
company- Yeah, that was owned by Jamaica Omnibus Service. Was principal shareholders were English people.
Okay. Okay.
The first one that came here, first bus that came here, they called him Chichi White.
Yeah, remember them was here.
Because-
No man, Nkava Tata.
No, that long before that.
Wow. Yeah,
Chichi
yeah.
White was one.
Before
that-
Patipan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why they call it Chichi White? Is that the first hair brake vehicle that came to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So when it stopped, it go chick, chick, chick. And then call it Chichi in Jamaica. Then call it Chichi.
Jigs. Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were white.
Yeah, yeah.
And call it Chichi White.
Okay. Yeah, R.I.P.
And
legend Uncle Desmond, for real.
Those carrier, a cashier,
Yeah,
a lady who collect the fare upon the bus and the driver.
yeah.
So two people who work those buses. The cashier, the middle door of the vehicle was the collecting door.
Yeah, entrance.
And
Okay.
the front door was the exit door.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I guess somewhere probably in Jamaica you can find see a Chichi right now, I don't know.
Okay. And Tata from the legendary Indian one.
Tata came long after.
Yeah.
I think Edward them used to have a Tata bus.
Yeah, yeah. And Oval did have one too. Oval from Constitution.
Constitution.
Yeah.
They never do well here though. I
Yeah.
don't know, probably couldn't manage the road condition.
Nkava.
And Carver was
Millwood bring up two up here. Mr. Millwood.
Millwood brought us these from England.
Okay.
Millwood used to work in England. And he was a great digger in England.
Mr. Millwood?
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
And he came here and warm up the transportation business.
Yeah.
He was at one time, he was one of the biggest single transport from Jamaica.
Okay. And then government take him up.
Come and bought him out.
Okay, but whoa, whoa.
I think they
Before,
pay him about 4 million, either 4 or 8 million.
$250,000.
Mm.
$250,000 before that.
250,000 came after NCAR, I think.
Okay.
Those are from Japan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Japan overlap now and come with Coaster.
The course are buses. Yeah, one of them bus that came in. Oh, the main buses before. The old buses were built right in Jamaica.
Hmm?
Apart, they only bring the chassis and the engine,
Mm-hmm.
and the gearbox.
Mm-hmm.
But they were assembled here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place on East Queen Street. Just after you cross over
Yeah.
from Palace Theatre.
Mm-hmm.
And where they used to put those buses together.
What's the name?
They have the name of the company, like in Montego Bay, there was a man down there named Mr. Roland Edwards.
Yeah.
He had a fleet of buses. And they brought in the thing and built them there and used to run the whole, like St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover. And then he had a brother. His father used to run the bus company from Manchester to Cornwall.
Yeah.
But those buses were built here. They're the one that's the Desmond driving and that. In the movie there.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, those buses were built here.
Okay.
You just go and buy and get the price.
So now you have Coaster and what boy bus the name again? Coaster and I don't call it
The
bus.
Toyota.
Yeah, the Toyota them. IS them.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the big thing was when you go country, man, when you go in country, you take a country bus.
Instead of the train.
You take the train was running at the same time too.
Okay.
But if you want to go to, it all depends on which part you're going to, what part of the part you're going to.
Yeah.
Should you take the bus?
Yeah. Guys, if you want to go to Negril, pam, or even to Moby, pam.
You have two ways. You could either go to the south coast, go to Black River and go on. Go through Montego Bay. You go the two routes in the one road.
Okay. From Kingston to Moby to Negril? That go through Cockpit country.
Kingston, Spur Tree,
Okay.
straight down into St. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Go to St. Elizabeth, go to Westmoreland, go right around through Rome and go down into Lucy, and then from Lucy into Montego Bay.
Yeah, guys, this is where we stop today. We'll continue tomorrow. We're the mechanic, guys. Oh.